Hey folks, my name is Pravus, and welcome to more Plague Evolved custom scenarios. I have been struggling to find a good scenario for you guys today. Tried out like 3 different scenarios, and they're all basically the exact same default scenario but with different titles. Please stop doing that, guys. If you're gonna create something new, actually add something new. Just renaming it ain't gonna do the job. But we're gonna try this one next, because this one could be interesting. Blue Flare has created the Koboldening. Now, I look at this and I'm like, this feels like an attempt at creating a meme, you know? Get kobold? Is that like, you know, you got gnomed or something? I don't know. It would be in the same vein, I think. A kobold entered this reality through a portal, and after being saddened by a lack of kobolds in this world, they created an artificial virus to turn humans into kobolds to rectify this absolute travesty. Tell the entire world to get kobolded in a literal sense. I totally didn't make this out of an excessive love for kobolds as a concept. Aren't kobolds supposed to be like effectively gremlins or something in, or maybe goblins even, in certain types of mythology and lore? I think that's effectively what they're supposed to be. When I think of kobold, I think of World of Warcraft, right? You notate candle. That's what I think of. Anyway, we got a bacteria type. Let's go from metabolic jump, Darwinist, aquacytic, chemophile, and symptostasis. Mega brutal? Sure, why not? I'm sure this is totally balanced. The koboldening begins. All right, can we get the entire world to get kobolded in a real sense? So, we're going to start off in Saudi Arabia because, you know, that's just what you do as a general rule. Transmission, what do we have? All right, we got some unique stuff right off the bat. So I see my precious air and water, plus we got some birds. We've got lizards, okay, which is land transmission. We've got snakes for sea transmission, and we've got kobold rushers. The infected realize that being a little goober might be pleasant, and will start to be intentionally, albeit subconsciously, infecting people. That is a lot of infectivity, but it is 30 freaking DNA. That is not cheap. Might come back to that one a little bit later. We have genetic alteration. All right, so it looks like we have a totally unique symptoms tree. I do like the sound of that. And abilities. We've got our cold, heat, and drug resistance plus kobold portals. And it looks like this is effectively going to be like the spore bursts. Got it. Infect a new country. We will hold on to that for the moment. Get some severity up, so we'll get a lot of extra benefit if we do things like that. I want to save up probably about 9 DNA to start off. And then we could use it for, like, emergency situations if we are missing things like Iceland, or we could use it to try and get on other continents and kind of hit the critical mass a little bit faster, right? Purple color this time around for a bacteria. Well, that's different. You don't usually see that. There we go. 10 out of 10 customization right there. Ha 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 ha. What do we want? So, birds are air transmission, not land transmission this time. That's different. Okay. I think I save up for just more air transmission, though, in Saudi Arabia. That just makes sense. Get on some planes and stuff. That also will get me on different continents. Not to mention spread me in the host country a little bit faster, and at the end of the day, that's really what you want. Wouldn't mind getting something like lizards for the land transmission. I actually don't know. Are there a bunch of different lizard species in Saudi Arabia? There might be. So growing up in Arizona, you know, obviously we have a few of our own desert lizard variants, right? I assume that there must be similar things in Saudi Arabia, but I've never actually looked into the zoological landscape down over there to see kind of what happens. That'd be interesting. Anyway, let's go ahead and start altering people. So we're gonna modify the host body. We can, it looks like, unlock tiers of different things, so we probably need to unlock additional genetic alterations in order to unlock new things. Let's take a look at skull reshaping, though. They form the beginnings of a snout and horns. Kobolds have horns? I guess they could. All right, sure, why not? Height decreasing. Oh, good, everyone's gonna be a short king. That's beautiful. And skin hardening, the creation of scales. Again, this is nothing like the World of Warcraft kobolds, and my brain is reeling from the idea, but if you think of it more of as like goblins or gremlins, I guess it makes sense. Let's make everyone short. Turns out that's just a little bit noticeable. Now, I'm trying to remember, isn't there actually like some studies that are showing that as a whole, the Earth's population is getting slightly shorter over time? I might be wrong on that point. You know, everyone wants to be tall, and, you know, as somebody who's a very average height myself, I totally understand that. I'm a little bit peeved that I'm not a couple inches taller than I am. But I'm trying to think, like, there probably is a bit of an advantage for being smaller, right? You know, you probably have a slightly lower metabolism and stuff. Like, biologically speaking, that's probably a good thing for you. Probably. I don't actually know if that's true. I might be talking out of my butt, but that's just kind of what I'm thinking. Let's go for some more bird transmission for the air transmission, though it looks like we've gotten everywhere we can with the Saudi Arabian airports. So that makes some sense to me. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, remember your biological functions and stuff, right? It's intended to be like we want to, you know, for the same reason you want to consume sugar. You want to consume sugar because your body is literally programmed to say, hey, high caloric density, this is amazing, consume more of this, and you get all that dopamine and stuff. The problem is when you live in a world where calories are less of a concern, well, then sugar just makes you fat, right? So you don't want to do that. But, you know, that's why we are programmed that way, so you have to fight against your biological urges. My thought is, maybe it makes sense to be a little bit short from a biological perspective because you know, you probably don't need to consume as many calories on a daily basis, so your body would say that's a natural advantage. Then again, if that were the case, I'd have to ask, you know, why in certain societies and certain genetic strains and ethnicities did we end up being very tall? There probably was some sort of an advantage then, too. I haven't looked into this too much. I'm literally spitballing, all right? Don't take me as any sort of an authority. I have no idea what I'm talking about as a general rule. You should always assume that I am probably making things up as I go. And most of the time, you're probably correct. Extreme bioaerosol, we could do that, but I feel like I've got enough at this point. Let's go ahead and get level 2. Apologies for the sniffles, by the way, if you can hear that at all. I'm not sure, but I just mowed the lawn, and it turns out it is very much spring. It is getting me. Ugh, my poor nose, my sinuses, I hate it. Skull reshaping. Okay, we can do number 2 of that. Reshape the host skulls. A snout becomes more pronounced. Small horns begin to penetrate the skin. Ow. And general shape changes occur to better accommodate the kobold features. We can get even shorter. The excess spine is repurposed to form the beginnings of a tail. Ew. So you're getting shorter, and your spine is literally just shifting out until it kind of pops out your butt and starts making a tail. Gross! I don't like it. All right. Scale segmenting. Individual scales. Yeah, right now they're just kind of scaly. You know, like that feature you get in CK3, right? That genetic trait, scaly. Ew, gross. Let's go ahead and start going for height decreasing and also skull reshaping. This isn't too much severity at this stage, even with Mega Brutal, though we do have to be concerned. I actually forgot we were playing on Mega Brutal. Right, we need to get things like a drug resistance level 2. That's the next thing we need to get. I'm sorry, I completely forgot. Haha! What are we missing? Actually, not very many. If we can get into places like Central Europe and Scandinavia real quick, all we have to worry about is Greenland. Okay, that increases my odds. Let's go for the Kobold Portal level 1 and 2. Boom, done. Just like that, we are now able to get into all the countries, so I'm actually a lot less concerned about things like drug resistance, though that would be good to get. I thought I saw this for a second was like 50-something DNA points, but I guess I am wrong on that one. All right, let's see. Scale segmenting. The thing is, I don't think I need to go for any more of these symptoms, because with Darwinist, we probably are going to get most of these for free. Like, we just got skull shaping level 3. Fully reshape the skull. Horns and snout are fully formed. The general shape has fully changed to accommodate the features. Comes free with new teeth. Hey, you know, the feature that humans have never been able to do, just create more teeth. I'd like to say that someday we'll figure that one out. It'd be nice to be able to get more teeth. Would it? I don't know. Maybe a little bit. Do we want to go for... Okay, Kobold Rushers has gotten prohibitively expensive, but, I mean, it's a thing. We don't need a land transmission exactly, but, I mean, we could do that. Extreme Bioaerosol, I think actually maybe going for... the Kobold Rushers is the right call, even if it is kind of on the expensive side. So go ahead and pick that sucker up. And then beyond that, what do? Probably start working toward things like genetic hardening. All we need to do right now is buy some time. That's all we need to do while the cure does its thing. So if I start picking some of this up and slow things down, that'd be great. It would have been nice to get some symptoms that were able to slow down the cure for us. And that's one of the reasons these things usually exist. I'm going to get genetic alteration level 3 because apparently it's blocking a few other things. This is not going to do much. Like, is there going to be any... Okay, you know what? I just realized. Is there actually going to be any sort of lethality? It says transformation down here, which is making me think that maybe we need to get all of these things, and then if you infect the world and get all this done, it'll automatically give you 100% transformation and end the game. Maybe? I don't know. That's my hypothesis. We're going to find out. It's going to be really expensive to try and stop the cure at this point. All right, maybe we do go for some of these. While some of them are cheap, let's pick that up. Chromatic Aberration. They're going to have different colors and stuff. All right, I decrease even further. These are very cheap, honestly. 6 DNA is not a big deal. And then Commence Full Koboldening. Sure, we're in every country. Let's go ahead and start doing it. Now, it would be nice if that came with some sort of what would effectively be corpse transmission in the game, right? That would be nice, so that it's a little bit easier to make sure that we are continuing with the spread even as people get transformed, because we're not trying to kill them exactly, not from a lore perspective. But there you go. We have to pick up a level of genetic reshuffle, unfortunately, and now we have to pray that we're going to get enough DNA points. At this point, I'm thinking that maybe that lethality was not nearly as much as I was counting on. We're not killing very quickly. We're getting there. We are getting there, but it's not enough. The rest of the world is getting infected, and the cure is almost done, and I think we're going to lose this one because I was kind of counting on more infectivity than we actually got, or rather lethality than I actually got. Let's do a quick shuffle. Okay, that's going to bring it back down for a little bit. All humans are now kobolds! Hold on, maybe it worked. Every human on Earth will soon be transformed into a kobold. A great new era of colorful small dragon people awaits. New infrastructure will be needed to establish to accommodate for the drastically decreased average height, though. Yeah, that's true. You can't have anything on the top shelves anymore. That would be a form of discrimination and bigotry, I think. Probably. Small dragon people? I guess that is another form of the lore. I've really heard it in a couple different ways. I think in some lores, literally kobolds would be considered to be kind of like goblin gremlin folks, but In this case, it looks like they're all just tiny dragons, which, you know, actually that makes sense then. Horns, scales, I should have seen the signs. 97% cure progress, that got a little bit close, but we won. All right, perfect, excellent. So we ended up taking 470 days, 98% cure progress, more than that technically, 42,598 points, 2 stars on Mega Brutal. Kind of a fun little scenario, yeah. I mean, I like that there is going to be a fair bit of customization involved with that, at least some things where we work to make some sense. I think the portals probably saved us. I think we were not going to end up getting into Greenland, so we ended up getting away with it. Yeah, fun little scenario, really nothing to complain about. It was just there for fun, and it worked on Mega Brutal, so clearly it was balanced enough. Excellent. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this very short video. If you did, I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, make sure you hit that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.